I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you who are watching this video presentation. My name is Albert Chai, the Managing Director of Dynamic Range, Malaysia Sdn Bhd. Where the company has a goal of establishing filters that can look into environmental issues. Well, environmental problem has been the key issue over the last 20-30 years. And countries, governments know that it is getting more and more severe. And organizations are finding every possible means to find solutions to reduce the usage of natural resources. And MicroClean also have this intention and goal. The company embarked on research and development since 1993, and that is about 16 years ago. And today we are proud to present our range of products to your company and to your organization in hoping that we can work together to achieve environmental contribution to the global warming, in reduction global warming. Well, the concept of our product is to reduce, recycle and reuse. In MicroClean filtration system, what we are doing is to recover all the waste oil into reusable oil again, up to 90% of the consumption. Now, we are going to do a demonstration right now on used hydraulic oil and from waste oil into recoverable oil. The cleaning process will take a few minutes, and what I'm going to do is to stir the oil as if the oil is going through an operation system. Well, as the oil moves inside the equipment, now the filter will gradually clean the oil until all the particles and the water will be removed. And this will be a process that we are going to observe. And you can also observe that when the oil is returned back, it is very transparent, clear. And you can see that the murkiness of the oil will be all removed, and the oil returning back to the jar are clean. Now you can observe that the oil, after a few minutes, has been totally removed. The murkiness of the oil is no longer there. You can compare before and after. The oil before filtration looks similar to one in the right-hand jar. And after the filtration, now it looks similar to the left-hand jar. And this oil is now can be reused for your equipment system. We have numerous customers that have been benefited since using MicroClean filters. And their equipment have very little downtime, very little wear and tear over the last 10 years. And I have a report here to show that from one of the customers, that after using less than 3 weeks, the oil contamination level reduced by more than 90%. And that is a very huge drop in the contamination of the oil. And as the oil getting cleaner and cleaner, the system operates and functions efficiently. And the wear and tear downtime loss is all reduced subsequently. Now, here are some of the oil samples that I have received from our customer. Now you can see here on the bottle that I'm holding is a very contaminated oil. You have a lot of carbon deposit at the bottom, and if you put it after a few days, the deposit can settle down and you see very, very obvious contamination. Now this is the oil condition, and after filtration, we can see that it has been improved into new oil level. In fact, all the tests have shown that it is below NAS 7 and up to NAS 5 from NAS 8.5, which means to say that after using the MicroClean filter, the oil is getting cleaner than new oil level. And this is the second sample that we have received from a customer, and it is even worse condition. There's a lot of water contamination and also particle contamination that we can see at the bottom of the bottle. And after filtration, using MicroClean filters, you can see that the oil has been recovered and can be reused again. And this would help reduce the company cost. Instead of throwing it away, the hydraulic oil can be used up to 5 years or 35,000 hours in most of the injection system. And that's the conclusion of our first demonstration. Thank you. Now this will be our second part of the demonstration. It is using Microclean diesel filter. Well, in this demonstration, we are going to do two differences on the left bowl here. We are going to mix in with the same amount of water compared to the left bowl. Well, on my right hand here is the water that I will pour into the first canister. On this bowl, we are going to suck in the diesel fuel into the OEM filter, and we will observe after a few seconds or a few minutes, we see how the condition of the diesel filter, diesel fuel will be. And then on the right hand side, we will pour in the same amount of water also, going through Microclean diesel filter, and we will also need to observe the fuel condition after the filtration. Now I'm going to do with the first test, and by starting the pump and sucking the diesel mixed with water into the first OEM filter. Now what you can observe now is that the water actually flows through the OEM filter and it goes back to the fuel. This means to say that if there is too high water contamination in your vehicle system, the fuel mixed with water will go into your fuel pump and fuel nozzle. Subsequently, it will damage your equipment, especially the fuel pump and the injectors. So we are doing a little bit of a stirring. And you can see that when all the water are being sucked in, the fuel becomes contaminated with water and is murky. Now what I'm going to do is that I will change the suction side into the left bowl, and we'll observe the fuel mixed with water going through Microclean diesel filter. Now we will start the filtration, and we will also do some mixing as the fuel goes through. Now you can see that the water is dripping down from the filter visibly, and all the clean fuel will return back to the canister, and the water will sink back into the PC bowl. What you can observe is that after the stirring of the fuel, the water and the fuel doesn't mix in, but subsequently it is all caught up in the PC bowl at the bottom. Okay, now we can observe again the difference between the two canisters. One, after mixing in with the water, it becomes murky, running with OEM filter, and the one using Microclean filter still remains the same. And this is the efficiency of the Microclean diesel filter. Well, we can zoom in the lens to observe that you can see the water all properly, clearly separated from the fuel inside the PC bowl. This filter not only removes water from contaminated fuel, but it also removes particles and heavy sludge. Well, on my left-hand side here, in the bunting, you can see there's a picture here showing the sludge after using Microclean diesel filter. And the contamination in the diesel is very heavy after it has been choked. Well, you don't normally see those contamination inside an OEM filter. The difference is because Microclean diesel filter uses very fine microns compared to the OEM. And in that fineness, it removes water and it removes particles and heavy sludge. And this is a site also that to prevent the fuel pump and the fuel nozzle from wear and tear. And subsequently, we have customers that tell us that using for 13 years, 14 years, you have very little or practically no black smoke emission. And that is the efficiency of Microclean diesel filter that can help your vehicles running in tip-top condition all the time.